Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. Today, we're talking about Solana. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit subscribe, smash that bell notification icon as well, and make sure to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below this video in the description, 100% free PDF copy for you. So make sure to go and grab that. As we get into the content, let's look at what's going on with Solana. We have had a pretty strong pullback over the past number of weeks. So let's just zoom out and look at the big picture here, because if we go back to essentially the end of 2023, we saw a bit of an uptick starting here with Solana getting up to these areas breaking above $20, moving up towards $30, $40, $50, $60 by the time we got to November of 2023, and continued to move to the upside, getting all the way up to around $100 by the time we were closing out the year. 2024 was another very strong year for Solana. We saw continued growth after a period of consolidation here, another big leg up towards the end of Q1 of 2024, in line with much of the rest of the market, and then similar price action to Bitcoin over the course of 2024, an extended period of consolidation here before confirmation of the new administration entering office in the United States here on November 5th, 2024, another big leg up here. We saw Solana making a move in excess of almost 70% here to the upside in a very short period, essentially a 3-week period, less than 3 weeks, a 70% gain for Solana in the immediate aftermath of that confirmation with the new administration entering office, confirmed for the new year. So again, Solana has had quite the journey. We did see a little bit of a pullback after that cool off, and then a huge surge here at the beginning to middle of January. This particular surge driven on Solana by what we saw with the launch of the Trump meme coin. So the weekend before the inauguration in the United States for Donald Trump, we saw the launch of the Trump meme coin, huge amounts of activity on Solana. And because of the fact that people simply had to purchase Solana, getting into the Solana ecosystem and swapping that Solana into the Trump coin meant that there was a huge amount of buying pressure put on Solana itself over the course of that weekend. And you saw this huge green candle here on Saturday, the 18th of January. Price of Solana spiked all the way up to $294 before coming back, leveling off. And then as Bitcoin began to draw back down, we saw Bitcoin getting up to about $109,000 around this period. But as Bitcoin began to draw down as well, it began to pull the rest of the market with it, and Solana continued to move to the downside as we moved into February. And by the time we got to the middle of February, we had this long-term uptrend broken to the downside. So let's look at what happened there, because this uptrend does go all the way back to Q4 of 2023 that we started off this conversation around. And what we see is essentially Solana breaking that long-term trend on the 17th of February. And you can see that we tried to retest it and get back above it, but we failed to do so. At the same time, or pretty much one day prior, it actually broke below the 200-day simple moving average. We couldn't get back above this trend. We couldn't get back above the 200-day. And so we continued down even further. So what I'm seeing over the past 7 to 10 days, essentially, is the fact that Solana is getting bought up in this zone. We have pretty good support here around the $124 area, because of the fact that we had multiple occasions here throughout that consolidation phase in 2024 where this 124 support level held strong, and Solana never closed on the daily candle below that level. So it's acting as very strong support. And again, you can see when we came down here multiple occasions on February 28th, we came down even lower or not quite as low on the 4th of March, we did get bought up. We bounced off of support with the wicks of these candles. And every time we're entering this particular zone where there is good buying pressure, Solana is currently getting bought up. It doesn't guarantee that it will not break, but at least for now, we're seeing Solana getting bought up in this zone every time we come into it. What we've also seen in the past 7 to 10 days is essentially President Donald Trump in the United States tweeting about Solana being proposed in this new crypto strategic reserve. We did have, announcement of an executive order being signed by Trump on last Friday with Bitcoin creating a strategic reserve for Bitcoin specifically and a digital asset stockpile where the US will essentially use means of confiscation or using ways to purchase and increase the digital stockpile without costing taxpayers directly. So it'll be interesting to see what plays out there. But on the back of that tweet, we saw Solana and the entire market with a very big pump on this Sunday, March 2nd, before a big dump on the Monday. Again, some of the fears, uncertainty, and doubt around the whole tariff situation in the United States playing into this, because we saw the S&P pulling back over the past week as well. So again, I'm just trying to summarize what I'm seeing here with regards to price action and some of the factors that I think are impacting what is happening with Solana in the market right now, but possibly not a bad buying zone to be scooping up Solana if you were able to scoop some up here around this $126 area. Again, not financial advice, guys, but maybe a nice area to be purchasing some Solana if you feel the top of this bull cycle is not in just quite yet. Again, we're seeing Solana from a fundamental perspective, not really letting off the steam or letting the foot off the gas, because Solana, according to many people I've seen talking about this over the past couple of weeks, is the blockchain that is actually facilitating over 80% of all blockchain transactions. You're seeing 80% of all blockchain activity, period, happening on the Solana network. 5.68% of transactions happening on Bitcoin, 4.4 on Tron, 3.3 on Ethereum, 1.7 on BNB, over 1% on Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, Ton, and Avalanche bring up the rear there. But essentially, Solana is the clear winner when it comes to the amount of activity and on-chain transactions happening. It's the blockchain where all the activity is. And again, we've spoken about the fact that, yes, a large amount of that is driven by meme coins and AI agents, but the reason that many of these tokens and memes and projects are using Solana is because it is truly a cost-efficient and scalable blockchain. So whether you want to brand it as a chain for scams or memes, that's fine. But the reason that many projects are using this protocol and using Solana's network is the fact that they can do it and they know it's not going to break. It's not going to have issues with regards to scaling, throughput, transactions per second. It is extremely scalable, and you're knowing what you're getting when you're executing on Solana. It's fast, efficient, and cost effective. So again, looking over on the Artemis terminal for Chain Compare, we can see that, and we've been tracking this for the past year. If you're on the channel, if you've been watching my videos about Solana, you know we've been tracking all of this on-chain data going back to, even if we go back to the beginning of last year, we can see that towards the end of February and March, we were doing, less than 1 million transactions, less than 1 million daily active addresses on the Solana network. By the time we got into Q3, Q4 of last year, we were consistently up at 4, 5, 6 million daily active addresses. And then by the time we have moved into, the end of 2024 and even into 2025, we were seeing in excess of 6, 7, 8 million daily active addresses on the Solana network. Looking at the number of transactions, again, you can see that there is one clear winner. There is one clear winner when we're looking at the daily transactions and the growth of that over time. Again, comparing Solana to some of these other leading chains, you can see that Solana doing in excess of 55, 60 million, even certain days getting up as much as 76, 77 million daily transactions happening on chain. We're doing, 8 to 10x the nearest competitors in Near, Base, and Sui. So again, a huge amount of activity happening on Solana with 80% of all blockchain transactions happening on their network. That is a staggering number. That is a staggering advantage when it comes to how much data they're processing and how much stuff is actually happening from an on-chain perspective. So that is pretty much the update I wanted to give today, guys. Let me know in the comments below, would you like to see an updated price prediction for Solana? I do still think Solana has a lot of potential during the course of this particular cycle to go a little bit higher, and I would be happy to create a new and updated price prediction for where I think the price of Solana can get to by the peak of the cycle. Drop me a comment below if you want to see that in a video in the next week or two. Make sure to comment below to let me know. But essentially, I think we have a little bit more sideways action. I made another video on the channel very recently comparing global M2 to Bitcoin and how we are seeing global M2 increasing and Bitcoin potentially looking to follow that in the next 4 to 5 weeks, because we have an 8 to 10 week lag between when global M2 typically starts increasing and when Bitcoin begins to follow in hot pursuit. Again, that is not guaranteed, but we know if Bitcoin moves to the upside, we are likely to see Solana moving to the upside in tandem. Let's wait and see. It's not guaranteed. Lots of uncertainty in the markets at the moment, but I think if we zoom out and look at the big picture, this may not be a bad zone to be scooping up some Solana if we look back on it 12 months from now. As always, guys, today's video is sponsored by Femex, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. I'm going to leave a link for Femex in the description below this video. Come on over, check it out for yourself. Again, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Take caution when trading and purchasing these types of assets, and always do your own research from an on-chain and fundamental perspective. Again, guys, if you got any value at all out of this video, please give it a thumbs up below, smash that bell notification icon, hit subscribe, and again, don't forget to grab your completely free copy, The Rise of Bitcoin, linked below this video in the description. Grab it now before it goes down below, and we'll catch you in the next one.